really surly this morning.
Is that the word for it?
You are. You are down. I would say you are surly this morning is the right way to say it. Why are you surly this morning?
It's it. You know, it's kind of an Oregon morning for me.
You just feel affected and gloomy?
Yeah. I mean, I would say two reasons. One, I drank beer this morning, and three, it's just gloomy and foggy and.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah, I planned that joke.
Did you? That was a joke. I was wondering if that was a plant.
I planned that one in advance.
All right. That was good. It was the delivery was outstanding. It actually made me question. It wasn't that kind of, oh, he totally planned it. It actually made me legitimately question if that was real, or if you were hungover, or just actively drunk right now.
Well, good. That's perfect. No, it is kind of gloomy here, actually. Yeah. So. Surly? I don't know. You know why else I think I seem surly?
Why?
Well, all right. I'm going to come clean here.
Do it.
I'm at the in-laws' house because I planned on getting in the hot tub, which I'm going to do. And it just partly because it feels like an Oregon morning where it's kind of...
This show is in the way of you. Is that it?
No, I'll do this during the show, actually. I'm about to jump in the hot tub. But I'm just saying, it's semi-foggy, a little misty outside, whatever. But I've been digging into the food in the pantry here. And I just got to say, if it seems like it, may have been in there a long time,
yeah,
it probably has. And I, there's a taste, stale food taste that reminds me of Christmas candy, that comes out a year or two later.
Yeah.
And kind of there's that aftertaste that's kind of like you licked the cardboard box that it was packaged in at the back of the, under the stairs. I mean, I'm telling you, I've had 2 packs of crackers now. I've opened up. And I've had, 2 different crackers that I've spit out into the sink. It's horrible, and it makes me surly. That's why I'm surly. Yeah. Just so you know.
No, I can see that. No, there's that
clarify.
That's a real visceral response when you eat something that has gone.
That is horrible.
Rank. Yeah.
Right. It's a red flag. If it tastes bad, it's this is our evolution.
And with dry goods, it's either it's gone gummy. Like the cracker's gone gummy, or it turns to dust.
Well, you're right. And it goes gummy if you're in Oregon. It goes to dust if you're, in the high desert plains, as I am.
You haven't ingested any chewable milk, have you? Because that
boy.
is maybe the very worst.
Hey, man, I'm just letting my taste buds dictate my health right now. And I've been spitting stuff out. So, but here's what I want to talk about, Pete.
Oh, would you like to talk about something you want to talk about, or one of the 72 emails of potential stories that I've sent you to which you have responded to 0?
Oh, me. Yeah. All me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I just wanted to make sure because I brought things, and I really want to make sure that we focus on you, though.
Of course.
No, go ahead. Let's talk about your iBooks Sex Ed book. We said we were going to recap that. Have you played with iBooks yet?
No, dude, seriously. I have got to tell. I am just brimming right now with excitement. And this is why I can't let this go any longer. This has to go to the top.
What?
I am telling you about the most amazing invention ever for the iPhone.
Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously, nothing has made my iPhone experience greater than this latest discovery. I discovered this last night, and I don't know. Are you sitting down?
No, but it's because I have a stand-up desk.
That's
I'm
right.
standing well planted, though, and I'm holding on to the edge of the desk. So.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Magnification glasses.
This is a big show?
Dude, you've got to try it.
All right, what do I do? Is it in the App Store?
Yeah. No, it's at your local pharmacy or your grocery store. Probably a Fred Meyer up there. Somewhere, Fred Meyer, like near the pharmacy. There's
Are you talking about the old people's glasses?
Yes, it's the greatest thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What? I'm not old. Come on. No, I'm serious.
You're certainly sounding old.
Hey, man, I'm saying don't knock it till you try it. And when you try it, it's a whole new world, man. That iPhone is like a plasma TV screen. It's incredible.
Okay, so what you're saying is you have the iPhone. Are you on the iPhone 4/4S?
Huh?
All right. So you have your iPhone 4. It has a beautiful 960 by 540 screen, the Retina display.
It's tiny. It fits in your pocket. I know.
And
They're
then you
trying
put
to make
on.
it.
So what you're saying
make
is
it all things to all people, right? Like it's small and it's lightweight and it fits everywhere and that's great. And you're supposed to believe that screen is adequate. You realize it's not when you put on these magnification glasses that you get at the pharmacy. I'm just telling you, man. Get a 1.25 magnification. The
why
old
not?
phones.
Why not 3 or 4? Is there that?
Try that. Yeah, go ahead. Everything else looks horrible. Like you feel completely drunk, looking at anything but your iPhone.
How
old
are you? What are you?
It's incredible.
How old are you? 63?
No, I just turned 25 or something. 30s,
so
I don't...
some average between those two actually is probably pretty close.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm telling you, I'm just going to throw this out there. You try it, and next week...
Get out of my yard. I'm Dane, man. I'm a cranky.
All right,
old
I'm
man.
going to go ahead and get my hot. Let's go ahead and discuss one of your 72 emails.
You see that?
I just had to throw it out there, man. Hey, try it. Amazing detail.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go over to my to the neighborhood dry goods store, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna check out your fancy magnification.
Right. Don't buy them. Just do it in the store.
Do you look at other things besides? Do you look at other things besides? Like, do you? Because I have a 24-inch screen here, and if I imagine, putting on the magnification glasses would be really fantastic here too, right?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I'm telling you,
that would mean essentially I'd have what would that be? No, what would
looking
that be?
at anything on my iPhone, looking at the iPhone with these glasses is incredible.
My 24-inch screen, suddenly I could save a lot of money and actually get a 30-inch screen.
It's possible. Try it. Yeah.
So with
exactly. Put $5 down on a pair of glasses and see if you don't end up with, a larger screen experience. It's possible. Yeah.
So that here's what's interesting. This is what's interesting to me. And you may have come up with a topic in spite of yourself this morning. You come in. I mean, you bring this. I know you're sitting here saying I'm cranky.
It's not me.
I'm cranky, and I want to do my skinny dipping in the hot tub this morning. But Pete's making me do a show. I want to yell at the teens. but what you've done. Let's look at this. So here's the thing. If I put on Dane's old man glasses and look at my 3.5-inch iPhone screen, I end up with a virtual 4.375-inch screen.
What? Maybe that's right. Yeah.
No, I actually used a calculator, so I'm pretty sure that this is right.
Wow, you are a nerd.
All right.
You honestly have a calculator out in conversations.
It's my widget. I'm using a widget. It's the calculator widget. And so if you go, why are you so? Oh, God, you are hard to deal with this morning. So if you go to, let's just go to bestbuy.com. Have you seen the crop of phones, like new phones that are out?
I haven't.
Right?
No. They got some flip phones now?
I think it would be safe to say that phones have gotten larger, right? So the new one that was the big one with the Samsung ad. Did you see this? The new anti-Apple Samsung ad for the Galaxy Note.
Boy, they are anti-Apple, aren't they?
They really are. This is where they're kicking. I heard somebody, another pundit say, and I can't remember. This is a shame. I can't remember who said it. Maybe Ayaz Akhtar said that they were. It shows Samsung or Apple fanboys kicking down the ropes in line at an Apple store in order to go watch a White Prince. Did you see that ad where they have a crazy white kid in a spandex unitard singing rock and roll on the street corner, and everybody wants to document it using their Samsung Note?
Wow!
With a stylus, comes with a stylus.
Clever stuff.
5.3-inch screen. 5.3 4.3 inches on this phone. You hold it up and it's the size of half your face. Like, it is a giant screen. Where do you stand on the big screens? It seems like so Apple is like the only phone left with a screen that you can actually get your thumb with one hand from one side to the other. It's the only phone left. Everyone else is differentiating by actually creating screens that are the size of the Dane old man magnification glasses, 4.3 inches or bigger.
Well, okay, in spite of myself, I guess. Yeah, I mean, some iPhone glasses, I would say, some Apple. If Apple were to give you a pair of magnification glasses with your iPhone, I guess that's the same thing, right?
I guess.
Because, I mean, who really wants a phone larger? Who wants to put something in their pocket bigger than the iPhone they have right now? And I guess maybe people do, and they've got bigger screens now because it's not big enough, man. This is what I realized last night. It was a revelation. It was a big light bulb. I was like, wow.
But what you're saying is, like, do you actually feel constrained by what you can do on your iPhone?
I didn't until I put these glasses on. I'm just telling you.
But no, I'm trying to. No. I'm trying to get around this issue because for me,
hey man, I might just be getting old.
I know that's true. I know that's true. We're going to take that as table stakes.
Okay. I've never heard that saying, but you do that to me sometimes. You throw sayings out that seem like everyone says them. I've never heard it in my life, and I hear a lot of things.
Say that table stakes. When you're playing poker, right?
No, never heard it.
This goes without saying. It is a foregone conclusion. This is the thing on which all further debate shall be based.
Is that I'm getting old?
Yeah, that's the table stakes for this discussion. Dane is getting old. Everything else we can now talk about having a shared framework. That's what we're talking. It's table stakes.
Okay.
God, I'm so glad I introduced you to that. I'd like your assignment.
Oh, I'll use it. I'll be using it today.
Use it a lot.
Great.
You should use it. Oh, you should use it in the context of your shelf life of food discussion that you're going to be having with your in-laws today.
Okay. Yeah. It's table stakes, I guess, that the food in the pantry is probably older than you should be ingesting.
Yeah. As soon as you have to bring up the conversation regarding Half-Life, when talking about the breakdown of foods in your closet or in your pantry. Okay, so we know you're getting old, but how do you compare? Like, do you see yourself then really looking longingly, nay, lustfully, at phones with actual larger screens, which, don't forget, comes with bigger hardware?
Wow, that's what she said.
It is what she said.
No, but
speaking of table stakes,
I guess what I'm saying is I've been perfectly happy with the size of my iPhone until I put the glasses on, and I either realized that the screen size was inadequate or my eyesight was deteriorating, and I'm going to go with the latter.
There's a disease. It's not a disease. It's a psychological condition. So have you heard this?
Oh, wow. Segue. You are amazing.
No, it's
Look at
true.
you go. Seriously. Wow.
No, this is a thing.
I'm so impressed by this. That was an amazing turn. It is a real thing. Yes.
You haven't even heard what I'm going to say.
I know exactly what it is. What? It's the Facebook Tourette's syndrome.
No.
Or whatever.
No, it's called body dysmorphic disorder.
Okay.
Have you heard of this? It's a somatoform disorder, apparently, where you are hyper concerned with body image. And I think one of the other manifestations of this is that when you look in the mirror, what you see of yourself might not be how you picture yourself.
Uh-huh.
Right? I think you're having some sort of iPhone dysmorphic disorder.
Okay,
where when you look at your phone,
about the Facebook Tourette's syndrome?
I don't even know what that is.
I mean, I thought you were brilliant for a minute, but wow.
I'm actually, the problem is I'm more brilliant
I overestimated
than you think I am because you don't understand what I'm talking about.
I understand that syndrome. What I'm talking about is this Tourette syndrome is it the Northeast that this grouping of teen girls have come up with this, this tic that they are now ascribing to social media, the use of social media, and the fact that maybe one or two girls actually has it, but the other girls have been seeing it on social media and therefore psychosomatically have become afflicted with it.
Wait, so
I thought you were up on this one.
Boy, I need you to walk me through this again. So you're saying that girls who
Yes,
are on
teen
Facebook
girls.
a lot
Right.
develop Tourette's syndrome,
Right.
talk about it on Facebook, and then others catch it?
Exactly. Yes. Right.
That's. I think this might be psychological irony that when I Google Facebook Tourette's syndrome, the first thing that comes up is the National Tourette's Syndrome Association Facebook page. I wonder if that's where
That
it's
is
starting.
irony. That's irony.
I wonder
Wow.
if that's how it spreads.
Is it?
The actual Tourette's syndrome Facebook page. It's like, oh, wow. I need to talk to you about Misfits.
Okay, a segue again.
No,
this one I
it's a
see
terrible.
coming.
Have you seen Misfits, the show?
Oh
You
no,
must
I haven't.
go watch this show. It's on Hulu. It is fantastic.
You know what I'm going to do
show.
though? You know what I'm going to do after this this podcast?
What?
I'm going to put on my magnification glasses. I'm going to call up Hulu and I'm going to see that it's going to be like I'm on a 45-inch plasma TV. I'm going to watch it on my iPhone with the glasses on.
Yeah.
And it's going to be I'm going to see detail that I may not even see on a normal big screen TV.
You should do that. You should totally. Of course,
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Misfits. I'm doing it.
It's a Thursday morning in America, people. You need to go watch TV in a hot tub and look at yourself with giant glasses.
First world problems. Wait a minute. I don't have a swimming suit.
This is we are a terrible example for people. Okay, so I don't know anything about this Facebook Tourette's syndrome. I'm going to try and bring us back to what were we talking? We were talking about mobile phone sizes. This is the reason I want to talk about this, because HTC came out with their earnings and they lost a bunch of money and their sales are way down. And after all these great phones that they're supposedly putting out.
That's only one way to measure success.
I know, but the CTO says, we've come to the determination that perhaps releasing all these fancy LTE phones with these fancy high resolution big screens, resulting in really, really bad battery life might have been a poor tactical decision, that we made compromises thinking that people wanted fancy, and in fact they wanted phones that worked.
But what you gotta wonder, if he's the one that's coming out with that comment, it seems like passive aggression. Like he probably made that exact statement in a board meeting about a year ago, and now is
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So somebody else
is
the
feeling the way
that
who's
he's
been watching it the whole time.
Like, I told you guys this was a bad idea.
No one wants to listen to the finance guy. I know. Well, what do you say to me now, huh?
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk to the reporters. I'll be the one.
He has two thumbs and looks like this guy. Yeah. That was funny.
Well, apparently that was a bad idea.
Well, I don't know if so that's what I'm trying to get at with your big glasses. Was this are these phones really the wave of the future, and are we going to see a big iPhone in the next rev, or is Apple happy with their 3.5-inch screen? It seems like, blowing the complete doors off of their last earnings call, they're probably pretty okay with their 3.5-inch screen, but I don't know.
They didn't do too badly. That's true. Yeah, not everyone did as well as they did in the last quarter.
Not everyone did. You can't look around and say that's a lie. You can't.
I'm just saying. And look, hey man, I'm only throwing this out there because I've never complained. I've never felt like it was inadequate until I put the glasses on, and I'm enjoying it. It's just it's only been a couple hours, so I don't know. It may not last. I certainly don't want a bigger iPhone than I have. But wow, the detail. I mean, I watched part of what is it? The Comedy Central. Is it the IT? What is it? The IT guys in the white shirts.
Was it the It crowd or the It?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a BBC, right? Is that what you were saying? The BBC show?
I think it's a BBC knockoff. But
Yeah,
anyway, I was like, wow, the detail. I was watching a Netflix and I was like, man, I can see everything. This is really this is what it was meant to be. Watching a show on your iPhone, which I've never been a fan of. I watch too small.
Ton of stuff on my iPhone. Are you kidding?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Can't. Well, okay, so I'm old, I guess.
Well,
so
again,
I'm old.
That is.
That's the table stakes.
What did you think of the Super Bowl ads? Anything?
No, nothing.
Can we talk at least about Ferris Bueller? Tell me you saw the Ferris Bueller ad.
I didn't. I knew about it in advance, though, and this for me. So let's talk about it.
How's your job as a professional marketer?
Well, the thing I'm caught up in is how this year, pretty much every eventful ad for the Super Bowl was released beforehand. And
I know. Wasn't that great?
Very interesting. Well, it's great, I think. I think it's smart, of course. And I think it also, it parlays into what I think has been a long time coming, too long coming, which is that, the commercials themselves have, a whole life outside of their 30-second highlight, during the game, which is mostly fueled, of course, by social media. I think it's, that's fantastic.
It is really fantastic. The parallel to just, let's see, creating these spots as original creative, right? As saying that these spots, we know that they have value promoting a product, right? That is their primary intent, is to promote a product. But they also have a creative value above and beyond that promotion, I think is a fascinating trend in entertainment. It's a little bit sad. It's a little bit sad culturally. And it's bittersweet. I fear for that because
as an American who lives in this century, it's not the greatest thought, but creatively, I guess, right?
I'm trying to get, and when I look at my experience online, and I'm a cord cutter, right? I mean, I don't see ads generally unless I'm on Hulu, and then I see the same ad over and over and over again. But generally, I'm kind of void of typical television spots anymore. And, when I see ads, it's on web pages, it's on, site takeovers, and I have a lot of blockers in action on my browsers so that I can turn off ads as much as I can. I just don't like, I'm not crazy about ads. And yet, when you go to hulu.com/adzone, you can see every single ad and watch them as entertainment value themselves. I think that's really fascinating. You go ahead and say more about what your thought. I hijacked you. I'm sorry.
You didn't.
No, I totally did.
No, you didn't at all. No, I just, that was the most interesting thing. And I guess I'm, it was sort of the NPR shows about the commercials and that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, this is really, in my mind, the first year, and I know that, prior years commercials have been leaked beforehand, but this year, I think every commercial was leaked beforehand, was presented in some way, whether it was part of a press release or an interview somewhere, or it was just put out on YouTube or on the company's website. But all of that was really part of saying, okay, we're going to invest, whatever it was, $3.5 million for a 30-second spot. And then, all the money to create the spot and the money to the ad agency and the talent and, blah, blah, blah.
Let's get as absolute much life out of it.
Exactly. Let's milk the hell out of this. So, create a backstory in some cases, or, some sort of I don't know. I mean,
well, it's the parallel to movie marketing, right? I mean, when you look at TV advertising, this year was such a perfect parallel to movie marketing, where you have a teaser commercial for the commercial, where you have a making of commercial for the commercial, you have a behind the scenes commercial of the commercial, you have talent video diaries of the commercial, and then the commercial airs, and it's a minute long, or actually 30 seconds long. This was one of the things I thought was so interesting. It's like the real commercial itself was a minute or a minute and a half, and you can see that online, but they couldn't afford to pay for a whole minute, so you just got a 30-second cut of the commercial during the Super Bowl. And if you wanted to see the director's cut, the original cut, then you go online and you see that.
No, it's brilliant. And honestly, it seems to me like something that was completely feasible and should have been done a couple of years ago, but this was, and to be fair, there were a few spots and a few companies that did that exact kind of thing. But this year, it seems like, any company who had the money to invest in a 30-second spot did exactly what you're talking about, or some variation of it.
Well, and the ad that got probably I would say the most play, but if it wasn't about the Avengers movie, because there's such hype coming for Avengers, and frankly looks awesome, I'm just going to say that out loud. I think the Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick ad got a lot of play, and if you didn't see it, they hired Matthew Broderick to pretend to get the day off, from work, and he calls in sick. And do you know what the brand is, Dane?
Dude, seriously, the only two spots that stood out to me were the Clint Eastwood ad and the Spokestra, Michigan, whatever. But I saw headlines in advance of this ad, did not see the ad, and didn't pay attention.
It was hot.
And didn't watch the game at all.
No, the game, I hear the game was terrible. I didn't watch the game either. The game was really dumb. It was a dumb football game.
I never watched for the game, though. I always watch the commercials. But this year I didn't have to.
No, it was anyway, the ads were interesting. The other ad that I thought was so brilliant, and this is the just awesomeness of the day, was the promo for the ad, or for the movie Chronicle. Did you see this? The flying one?
Didn't see it.
Do you read your email at all?
Not.
Ever? I mean, really? It's in your inbox. This was supposed to be for last week's show, which we skipped.
Come on, man. You ain't my wife.
I'm going to call your wife.
That's a line I got from a friend of mine, and I love it. You ain't my wife.
Oh,
you ain't my wife. Back off.
I'm going to call your wife and tell her to have you read your email.
Back off, man. You ain't my wife.
Here's what they did. So Chronicle, this movie, you seen the trailer for the movie Chronicle? Do you know what this is?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, so I don't get a lecture. Yeah. Awesome. I can't wait.
Such a shame. Chronicle is about three kids who, it's kind of in the vein of, it looks like Twilight, except for they aren't vampires and werewolves. They are kids who discover that they have, superpowers, telekinetic superpowers, and they can fly. So, I absolutely love this spot. So the marketing team behind Chronicle built flying remote control airplanes in the shape of people, mannequins, right? And they launched them from across the river from New York City, I think from Ellis Island, it looks like, and remote control piloted them around all of the most famous landmarks around the Empire State Building.
That does not sound regal in this post 9/11 world.
Right across the bridge, you can, and the foot. If you look at the
that's a pre 9/11 commercial making.
I know, right? On Design Taxi. If you go to, I'm going to send you. We'll post the link.
I'll be sure to see it.
I'm sending the link right now so you can see the stills, which are they're great. I mean, they're great. You see this this body flying by all these great landmarks of New York City. I think it's really clever.
It sounds awesome.
It has since gone completely viral. People who, obviously in the age of camera phones, people have gone berserk with these videos and are posting them everywhere about flying people in New York City. They look like people. They're so great. I mean, are you looking at it? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Are you doing something? What are you unpacking?
No, during that rant, actually, I tried to get into the hot tub, and the reception wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. You started to break up, so I'm out of the hot tub now. I was hoping, though,
that you could actually do a hot tub show. Gosh,
yeah, I want to do a hot tub. I mean, I'll try it, I guess.
No,
but
you should.
You just need to know that sometimes it might not be great.
Dane's got to get his freak on. All right. Well, anyway, I think this is
late in the day.
I think you're probably right. Pre 9/11 filmmaking, but it is a terrific.
I'm sure they got permission. I guess maybe,
the pictures are great, and from a distance it really looks like three people are flying around. It is
I want to do that.
Yeah. I want to actually fly around New York City.
I've got this remote control helicopter I've been flying. That's pretty awesome, actually. And I'll just send them into remote control things. So I want one of those. I want a remote control person.
Yeah. I wish I could find the name of the marketing team. This is terrible. I'm following so many links back and back and back. New York Observer maybe has the Chronicle team. Manhattanites are tough bunch.
The reason I jump on this sort of pre 9/11 thing is I really I have a lot of anxiety about that whole Comedy Central, or no, what was it? It was the Adult Swim Cartoon Network campaign that, you know, somebody's ad agency hired somebody's ad agency who hired, you know, a 3-person guerrilla marketing team to create those little neon caricatures of one of the Adult Swim characters, I guess.
Yeah.
And put them like under overpasses in Boston,
and it looked like a bomb threat.
Right. It was, and it was right after 9/11, and yeah, people went to jail over that.
Think Moto. That is the name of the agency behind this. Man, that was a lot of work. People, when you're reblogging stuff like this, you gotta be thorough. This is ridiculous. Think Moto is the name of the agency that came up with this.
Well, and with the listenership that we have on this this particular podcast, I mean, yeah, they're lucky that they were able to get a mention. You know,
well,
I mean, that's
Are you talking about when you and I listen to the show later, or do we not even do that anymore?
Well, you and I don't know, some lonely person in Anchorage.
Hey, you know, we did get a one listener comment that. Well, I don't want to sidetrack us on the this thing, but we did get a comment and a question about the iBooks thing.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so we should. There is news actually about iBooks.
Sex ed iBooks, or
not specifically about the sex ed book that you're working on, but no, it's different than that. It's related to the terms of service and using it for corporate training and all that kind of stuff.
Really? Well, let's hear it.
Well, I want to get to the actual question because it was a good question. Where was it? I'm on the Facebook. It was from our friend of the show, Amy. And she does corporate training and some such, and she said, "Oh, this is ridiculous, ridiculous. I can't even find it." But one of the questions was about. Oh, here it is. From corporate training angle, how can we guarantee corporate training that is created for one company is not accessible to competitors? So that was one of your questions last week. Was can we use this? For corporate training, and the answer was is technically nothing really. I mean, you could put a password on your PDF, but it's only as good as people not sharing the password. Since you can't, there is no security built into iBooks other than the fact that you can't, sell it, and that the format is protected and will only be able to deliver it. Either wide open as a PDF or an open EPUB or, as a for sale in the iBook store. So that's again why this tool isn't perfect for this, or kind of stretching it to ask it to do things it wasn't designed to do. But the other one was they updated the end user license agreement because there was a lot of confusion and hand-wringing and uproaring about the fact that the pundit said, "Well, we think Apple lawyers want to own your content when you publish in iBooks. Anything you publish, Apple owns." And I think rightfully so. There are a lot of publishers who may have these sort of scurrilous terms in their license agreement. If they publish your words, they may take some sort of ownership of your words. And Apple clarified their end user license agreement and said, "We do not own your words. Only you own your words. We only own the format." And so that, I think, made it. It doesn't actually make it.
Well, I always think it's interesting when the PR people and the lawyers get together to clarify things,
Yeah,
which,
well,
honestly is a necessity. And
it usually makes things better. And lawyers are fond of being overly broad and, from a protectionist standpoint, and that's their job. And so I get that. But in this case, I
just think it would be fun to be in the room, when the lawyers are saying, we got to protect, and the PR people are saying, but it's making us look bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
that's, well, there you go.
So that was it.
Responding to our one listener.
I know.
We should do that more often. We should have a show where we just kind of highlight
listener feedback. It'll be the shortest
Let's have her on.
show ever. All right. So the other thing,
she should probably be part of the show. I mean,
she's very smart. We like Amy a lot. So the other thing I want to talk about, have you looked at of course you haven't, the JCPenny?
Ellen
Apple segue was the new Ron Johnson at JCPenny.
Yeah.
They launched their campaign about 2 weeks ago.
Ellen's statement the other day on her show about JCPenny.
What did you think about JCPenny? The new ads. They've done some really interesting stuff. They're changing their pricing model. They're changing everything.
I think it's fascinating, honestly.
Does it make you want to shop at JCPenny? Makes me want to go there right now.
Because I live in Boise now. We don't have a Nordstrom. I don't know why. At Dillard's, I think it was, they told me that there was some backhanded agreement with Nordstrom that they wouldn't expand in the Northwest if Boise didn't come to, or if Nordstrom didn't come to Boise. So anyway, I'm sad. I'm starting to really, I'm about a day away from my Amazon Prime membership and doing some more online shopping. But I love to see these, these sort of fossilized retailers reinvent themselves, because what other option do they have, right? You've got Sears, JCPenney. I don't know. I mean, there are probably some dead ones, I guess, along the ways. But I really think a company like JCPenney had no option but to reinvent itself. And it, to me, appears that they're doing that they're taking some risks, that they look new and fresh in a way that, they couldn't have without, a marketing approach that spoke to that. And I think probably, this Ron Johnson hire was, brilliant. And I'd love to see them succeed, right? Like, I have no interest in JCPenney in general and never have. But to me, this will be fascinating because, I think they could have and would have, and maybe in a lot of minds already did die, or what I mean? Like,
when was the last time you thought about JCPenney?
Completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant.
Yeah, and now their ads are showing up everywhere. They've got a new logo. They've clearly been putting the resources toward reinventing the store experience, the shopping experience. They don't want to be. They want to be the store for everyone. I thought that was the most interesting. And one of the things I hear a lot and tend to teach is, when you're looking at your defining your target markets, it's all about focus. It's figuring out who your key market is, and really being able to address those that market. And Ron Johnson's come out saying, we want to be. Hey, what are you doing? Are you cleaning? Are you seriously doing dishes?
Nope. Just
you're doing dishes on the show.
Just put some water in a cup. That's all I did. I just put some water
on the show. Were you
I turned on the faucet. I turned on the faucet. Put some water in a cup.
Oh, I heard it.
I'm about to. I'm getting in a hot tub. So
this is.
It's not distractible.
I love that.
You're not distractible. I'm the distractible one. You're not distractible.
All right.
Come on.
So as I was saying, I don't actually remember what I was saying. Ron Johnson comes out and he says,
you were talking about focusing on your target market.
And
who are they?
We're not trying to focus on on suburban moms or a specific, but we want to be the store for everybody. We want everybody who comes into the store to feel comfortable and welcome in the store. And as such, they're changing the store experience and they've changed their pricing strategy. And this was huge. They are now no longer a high-low pricing organization. So high-low pricing, for those who are not, familiar with pricing straight, this is really interesting. Shut up! This is a marketing show.
It's a great nerd thing to do. No, it's a cool, like a nerd maneuver where you throw out a term and then you say, for those of you who don't know, I love it. It endears me to you. I love it. Go ahead. What's a high-low pricing strategy? Come on, man. It's awesome. I love it. You're schooling me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Really?
Tell me. What is it?
A high-low pricing strategy, Dane, is where stores will charge a high price for an item and then later sell it at a very, very low price through uses of discounts and clearance sales in order to, quote, move product. And
see,
so
knowing you makes me smarter. I love it.
You never have a clear idea as a customer. You rarely have a clear idea about what you are going to pay when you go into a given store. And JCPenny was was a major offender. Yeah. And so you get this sort of everyday low price kind of a thing where some products might be low price through all sorts of discounts, but really you don't really know what you're going to pay when you get there. And so Johnson has come out and saying, we're going to change that. When you come in, you're going to know exactly what you're going to pay. We're going to lock in pricing across the store for, at least a month. None of the day-to-day, hour-to-hour pricing shifts that you might have seen in the past. And that is a really interesting shift. Trying to make the store experience, the shopping experience, more predictable, more comfortable, and more appealing for everyone.
No, he's a genius. And that's why this whole thing is fascinating. I mean, from top to bottom, like you said, I mean, it's, there are the commercials and the branding and the tie-ins and the, things that make it, seem at least more fresh and more relevant. But then there's the strategy, like you're talking about, the pricing strategy or the store experience strategy. And those are the things that I think are going to be just really, really fascinating to see unfold. How much can one person make that kind of a difference? And how much is the store experience a part of the brand? The marketing has been interesting and the commercials have been far more entertaining than anything, JCPenney's done in probably decades, but
they're goofy and Scandinavian. They kind of have this weird, sort of Bjork feel to them.
Which is always, it's like, which ad agency did you hire?
Yeah, that's right.
What did you put the green light to? But, when it comes down to, and really, this is where it really, I think, gets not only fascinating, but I think important, I guess, is, the experience with the customers and the expectation you have when you walk into a store. Because the commercial doesn't really change the expectation you have when you walk in and you start to browse, the items. And a lot of that takes time, right? I mean, I never say like, hey, I'm going to Penny's. I'm going to JCPenny.
Yeah, right.
Valentine's is coming up. I'm going to JCPenney's.
Boy, I'll bet they're gonna pay high dollar to start getting you to think of them as JCP and not pennies anymore. Doesn't that sound? It makes you sound really. It makes you sound pennies, your character.
Pennies is great.
Of course it is, because you wear magnifying glasses.
and I used to wear tough skins. Did I get tough skins at Sears or Penny's? I don't remember. Yeah, no, true. Penny's does sound like a word that rolls off your grandma's tongue.
Yes.
Not really your girlfriend's.
Like tapioca. I'd like
Give me my reading glasses. I'm going to Penny's. I got to look at the Penny's catalog. Give me my reading glasses.
What was the name of the grocery store? It was the what is that southern? The southern grocery store.
Oh, Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. I got to go to the Piggly Wiggly after I want to run some errands at the Penny's and the Piggly Wiggly.
You and I both knew Piggly Wiggly. That's weird.
That's terrible.
Right? Maybe hey, you need Piggly Wiggly. You're old enough for reading glasses. Go get some and check out your iPhone. I'm telling you. If you're old enough to know the Piggly Wiggly reference, you should probably grab some magnification glasses.
We call them the Maggies.
You know what? We should do a Depends show next week, I think.
We're gonna just tear apart advertising for Depends.
I don't think I'm ready for that, actually.
Wow.
I don't know that they're doing much. This Penny's thing, though, and I got to say, I mean, you didn't bring up the Ellen thing, but I think I don't know how much, that had to do with like Ron Johnson or a new direction for JCPenney's or whatever, but would you call it the JCP?
JCP.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
No,
JCP.
good.
I like that. Okay. So JCP. But yeah, she gave them their money's worth by going on her show the other day and talking about, the reversal on the Prop 8 thing, the Ninth Circuit Court decision, and brought that up. And then like, hey, by the way, there's this Facebook group, this Million Moms, who only has 40,000 members on Facebook. But anyway, they're rounding up and did this whole thing about how, we can't believe they have Ellen as a spokesperson for JCPenney's. And then she went through I believe, 1,000+ comments and found the 4 that, spoke some reason, I guess, to, they were having a problem with the fact that she's gay. I guess that was implied. But anyway.
JCPenney was, or the
No,
Million Moms?
the Million Moms.
Okay.
Yeah, the Million Facebook Moms with 40,000 members. Anyway, I mean, it was quite a plug, and then quite a viral distribution of her comments opening her show. She doesn't normally, really take or make any really political or divisive, stances or statements, or she's pretty inoffensive, apparently is the word. But so it was great for JCPenney. I mean, she was like, hey, they supported me. They've had this opposition. It hasn't gone away, but they've recommitted, so to speak. And so while I have not seen many of the ads they put out, I saw that, and it actually was, I think, quite beneficial ultimately to their brand, and just just a way to really, they chose somebody not necessarily controversial in any way, but was apparently made controversial last week by this one group.
Right.
And her response was very sort of measured and eloquent and widely distributed. So JCPenney.
Yeah. No, they're doing good work.
Top of mind because of that for me.
You go, Ellen.
Interesting.
Did you see the Krispy Kreme? Do you eat the Krispy Kremes?
Oh man.
Do you?
No, I don't. I mean, I have, but
do you? When you're not eating them, do you think about them?
I'm about to go in the hot tub. I'm looking at my belly, and it says no Krispy Kremes.
Oh, you're a fine specimen. Don't you worry about that. You can pop a Krispy Kreme every now and then. This is what I want to read you. And you know why it's important? This is just sort of, we're coming to the end here. We're wrapping up a little bit. And I found this story shared by your friend and mine, Megan Strand, on Google Plus.
I thought she was my friend.
Well,
I hope
she may have unfriended you, actually. Hey, you're connect. Are you in the hot tub now? Because your connection's terrible.
It's getting bad. I'm just, he said go to the end of the show, so I'm.
You just were expecting not to talk for the next 5 minutes? We're toward the end. It's not over.
Can you hear me?
Not
Can
well.
you hear me now?
Are you in the
Can you hear
tub
me
right now?
Can you hear me now?
Stop.
I'm in the. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that's beautiful.
I hear it. I actually hear it. It's kind of gross.
Yep, that's perfect. This is the way to do a podcast.
I'm making a note for the show notes to insert Dane gets in hot tub
picture
here. Okay. So this is the last thing I want to talk about. Except Megan Strand, if she has not unfriended you, you would find her on Google Plus. She's posted this story today from the Huffington Post, which was probably posted on a different website earlier. The Krispy Kreme challenge. This is their big idea to inspire health and wellness for the North Carolina Children's Hospital in, they're running in Raleigh, I guess. So what you do, if you're a runner, you sign up and you show up and you're given a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts to eat. And then
I love it.
Then you have to run a race.
Oh, that's my kind of campaign.
I love
it.
this.
What a tie-in. I mean, that's a natural fit, isn't it?
Exactly. This is Megan's. This is a dream case. This is the ultimate dream case for Megan. She's as a cause marketer.
That's got cause marketing written all over it.
Exactly. So they made $100,000 from the racers, and they ran. Let's see, 7,700 racers convened Saturday for what's become one of Raleigh's sweetest traditions. Oh, that's nice. Participants made at North Carolina State University Bell Tower, and they run 2.5 miles to the Krispy Kreme shop. They eat a dozen donuts and then run back.
Oh, I love it.
Like in Portland, we do the Urban Iditarod, where you get, it's a flash mob race, I think, because it's illegal. They get a bunch of people with shopping carts and they dress up in funny costumes, and then they have to drink beer. There are different stops along the race. You have to stop and drink a case of beer, and then you keep running.
How did I know beer was going to be a component in the Portland?
Yeah, right.
Exactly, yeah,
right.
I knew that.
Anyway, it's a fantastic kind of Portland tradition, and this is kind of like that. I think there's probably an equal amount of throwing up.
Well, you know what? We've only got 48 more states to come up with
awesome races and
awesome races for us. So,
so California's beta breakers.
Okay, well, a few have already been taken.
We could knock those out.
Yeah, let's knock them out.
Right.
I mean, does Vegas have one? Because that'll be an easy one.
On Vegas, that's called Monday. Like, isn't that every day is one of those days.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm excited. That's a great challenge.
So besides the hot tub, where can people find you, Dane? Are you doing anything online right now? I mean, do you post anything anymore?
I'm so under the radar right now. I'm just almost invisible.
It's because of you still haven't recovered from the move, have you?
I'm about to make a resurgence, just so you know.
This is it? This is the third coming of Christensen?
I'm going to announce this next week. Yeah, I might change my name. I don't know. I might change my sex. I might change my religion. We'll see.
All right. So where will people be able to find you when this resurgence happens?
They'll be able to see about a 4-month-old tweet on Twitter at Dane.
Oh, Tweetbot for the iPad came out today. People, if you are on Twitter and you have an iPad, you should download Tweetbot because it's the best Twitter client out there. Already, I've used it for 5 minutes and it's the best.
I'm going to do that. And we had to wait this long for that bit of wisdom, and it's going to change my life. I'm excited.
You should totally do
I'm going to take action on that one.
Take action. I inspire action.
I'm going to take action right here from the hot tub. And how about you, Pete? Where can we find you?
You can find me at Pete Wright on the Twitter. You can find this and all the shows on the burgeoning Rash Pixel network at rashpixel.tv. You can also, I don't have my copy ready. I have to read this.
I was just going to say, go ahead and call in sick, folks, for at least a day or two, and find your way through all of the rashpixel.tv content.
You should do that. We had a great month last month, and I think a lot of it was driven by Stitcher Smart Radio. People are discovering Stitcher we're getting a lot of drive-by traffic, what they call that, drive-by traffic, where people are looking for one show and they find
it sounds illegal, but it's not.
No, it's a good thing. And so you go to Stitcher Smart Radio. It allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly on your iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Kindle Fire, and more on demand and on the go. You can download the app from Stitcher.com or find it in the appropriate app store of your choice. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio. I love the background music or the background sound of the hot tub.
Yeah, here, hold on. There you go. Can you hear that? Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels good. All right.